The tune starts, of course, with that famous Fender Rhodes electric piano introduction of 8 measures, and it's interesting to note that although it is 8 measures, it's nevertheless not symmetrical. Typically in phrases like this, you'd expect it to divide in a phrase of 4 against a phrase of 4. Here what we have is a movement that is 3 measures long, and then the 4th measure sounds like it's starting a new phrase, so 3 measures and then 5 measures. That's nothing to do with the guitar arrangement, just an observation about the brilliance of the song. There are many such examples throughout the tune about the brilliance. But anyway, let's get started. This is a 5-note voicing, and of course I'll detail all the notes and everything, but right away there's 2 ways to articulate it, and I kind of go between the two. You can play them all at the same time, all the notes, and yet I find myself rolling it a little bit. This is a matter of articulation. It's one of those millions of things that you can demonstrate on video, for example, but not discuss in a tablature. One of the many reasons I don't do tablatures, but anyway. So again, pick all together or roll a little bit. And this is a 5-note voicing, which we don't have many of in the song and in many arrangements, but in this case we have to use all 5 fingers to achieve it. Or you can use 4 fingers to roll the first 4 and then add the last one. I'll use all 5 fingers, and eventually, what is this voicing? It's a kind of a A major 9. So I have an open A in the bass, and a voicing on the top 4 strings that by itself look like an R, a kind of a C sharp minor 7 in a first inversion, and you'll see what I mean if I add the C sharp to it. But when played against an A, it makes an A major 9. So I have my first finger as a bar, partial bar, on the upper 4 strings on the 2nd fret, and I add the notes B on the 3rd string, 4th fret, and the G sharp on the 1st string, 4th fret with my pinky. So put together A, E, B, C sharp, and G sharp. Then 2 notes. I release my pinky to expose the F sharp that's under my first finger, and then I add the E with that pinky that I just moved from the 1st string to the 2nd string on the 5th fret. And as much as possible, you want to keep everything else sustaining at the same time, just like you would on a piano. So you don't remove all your fingers and do that. It would have been nice if there was a way to do it this way, to release the E here, but this is very acceptable. Once again, we have a wide-ranging voicing that is 5 notes at the starting point, and then on top of it you add yet the 6th note. So this is one of the biggest sounding voicings you can play for this type of chord. This is now an E major 9. So in the context of music, I guess this would be the 4th to the 1 in the key of E, which is a very momentary key, as we will see in a moment. We actually move to the key of G for the song itself, but at this very moment, we're in the key of E for just a moment. And again, like I said, a wide voicing, contains a lot of notes. And again, you can pick all the notes together or roll them a little bit. And at any rate, you have to add that last note. So what are the notes here? Now we have E at the bottom, a B on the second string, 5th string 2nd fret, F sharp on the 4th string 4th fret, G sharp 3rd string 1st fret, D sharp on the 2nd string 4th fret. Put together E, B, F sharp, G sharp, D sharp, and then add the E on top. Put together. That makes 2 measures if you're counting it in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And now the 3rd measure, very interesting voicing. The chord, the voicing here is a B7, so basically a 4, 1, 5. To play this new voicing, it's kind of a little bit easier to do than you would think, because 2 of the fingers remain in place. The 2 fingers, fingers 3 and 4, which are already playing the F sharp and the D sharp, remain in place. In fact, you don't even have to do this movement. You could just keep, all you got to do is just release the 1st finger. I just do this out of habit. The switch from 1st to 2nd, which finger plays the B. But really, you could just do this, lift the 1st finger, and then. So now you have a new chord that the root of it is B. So while we were working hard to sustain all notes from before, we want to now specifically make sure not to let the E ring anymore, so it doesn't take away from the B as being the root note. So now what do we have? If you look at these 3 notes alone, it's a B triad, B, F sharp, and D sharp. This G is the flat 13. I don't have a 7th in this chord per se, but the location of it being the 5th degree from the 1 suggests that this is a 7th chord, even if I don't actually play the A in there. And it's really nice to have the 5 and the flat 13 ring together. And then, as I said, play these 4, B, F sharp, G, D sharp, and then add the E. That makes the first part, as I feel it, of the piano introduction. I'll put it together real slow. Switching keys now to the key that we're going to eventually be in, which is the key of G. And I play this fairly simple A minor 7 in the open position. I play it here and not here because I want to keep that open string going that kind of emulates in my mind the sound of the Fender Rhodes. So, open A, E on the 4th string 2nd fret, open G, C on the 2nd string 1st fret, and then open E. Then 2 notes. With my pinky I add the D on the 2nd string 3rd fret and release it back to the C. Next, with very little movement, in fact, the 2nd finger stays on the E, we play this closed voicing of C major 7. And the notes are C in the bass, 5th string 3rd fret, E that we're already playing, and then the open G and open B. Add the note C. the melody is B, C, A. Now, in the video I did, which is to say, play the D on the 5th string, 5th fret, accompanied by the F sharp, which is the 3 of the D, and then play it this way. Nevertheless, there's another way to play it slightly nicer, which I have not done in the video, but I thought I'd mention it here, which is this, which takes advantage of more strings and makes for a more complete voicing, I think. And similar to the C major 7 that we just played, it's a closed voicing. That is to say, all the notes are as close to each other as possible. And by the way, to explain the difference between open and closed voicings, I have a wonderful YouTube video that you can just look up under drop voicings, and I explain the difference and I demonstrate these chords. So go to YouTube if you want. You can do it now or later, but that's a free video online that you can watch. Anyway, what I do is play a D triad with fingers 2, 3, and 4, pinky on the 5th string, 5th fret, 3rd finger on the F sharp 4th string, 4th fret, 2nd finger on the A 3rd string, 2nd fret, sorry, and then the open B, add the C with your 1st finger, and then repluck the A. And then finally G. And I'm not sure if the piano actually includes the top G note. I think it's just that. I throw this in because, as I said in the introduction, I'm not committed to playing every note completely identical, and I kind of leave a little room for my own small scale interpretation, but nevertheless the voicings are very similar. So I play the G with my 3rd finger, 6th string, 3rd fret, playing the open 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings give you a G triad, and if you just add the E and C while maintaining the G, you get a C triad, which you continue to play against the G. And if, like I did, you want to play the G on top, it's the same thing. And towards the end of this last measure, we are getting the first pickup notes of the vocal melody. And that is the downbeat of the next section, which includes the vocal. Putting the introduction all together very slowly. And out of habit, I just went to this variation, but of course, this one sounds better. And on to the vocal melody.